grant that you may perform its high duty as in thy sight. Give divine guidance to the President of the Republic. Endow members of Parliament and ministers of states with discernment and vision, integrity and courage, that through the labors of government, this land and people may be well and truly served, and that good purposes for the common human life be realized in our midst. O God, grant us a vision of our country, fair as it might be, a country of righteousness, where none shall wrong his neighbor, a country of plenty, where evil and poverty shall be done away with, a country of brotherhood, where all success shall be founded on service and honor shall be given to the deserving, a country of peace, where government shall rest on the will of the people and the love for the common good. Bless the efforts of those who struggle to make this vision a living reality. Inspire and strengthen our people that they may give time, thoughts, and sacrifice to speed the day of the coming beauty of Ghana and Africa. Amen. Good morning once again. Today's report is on the public universities and colleges of education for the year ended 31st December 2024. And we are looking at Akintina Amenka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development. We're also looking at CK Tedem University of Technology and Applied Science, University of Professional Studies Accra, University of Ghana, and University of Education Winneba, and finally, the University of Media, Arts and Communication, Films and Television Institutes. This report was done in December, or it relates to 2024, when I was in government. And so usually what we do is that when you are in government, you cede that proceedings of the report to the ranking member. So I now hand over to the ranking member to take over, and I know the ranking member will do a good job. You are welcome, our revered professors. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good morning. And just to let you know, this is in our standing orders of Parliament. And the relevant part is when it comes to Public Accounts Committee, number 229. And with Public Accounts Committee, it says it will have a chairperson, a ranking member, a vice chairperson, and a deputy ranking member, and no more than 21 other members. But the relevant part is number 4, where a matter for consideration before the committee relates to the period of administration of the party of a chairperson of the committee, the ranking member of the committee shall be the chairperson for the consideration of the matter. So that is what she just said. All right, thank you. May we call University of Ghana, please.
Introduction.
Members, we need to introduce ourselves. And then University of Ghana, when they come in, we swear them in. All right.
My name is Cletus Seidu Dapla, MP for Jirapa, member of the committee.
My name is Frederick Yao Ahenkwa, member of Parliament for German North, a member of the committee.
Good morning. I am Alhaj Mohammed Ba Brahima, MP Ejula Sechedumasi, and a member of this committee.
Good morning, Chairman. My name is Sebastian De. I'm a member of this committee, and I am the MP for Bandu constituency in the Volta region.
Geoffrey Kinney is my name, and I represent the good people of Nkwanta South and a member of the committee. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Frank Yeboah, MP for Achuma Nwabieja North in the Ashanti region and member of the committee.
Good morning. Oh, yeah, you haven't introduced yourself. You've done it. Good morning. My name is Samuel Atta Mills, MP for Commander Edna Iguafo Abrim, ranking member but chairing today.
Good morning. I'm David Sansao Puku, the MP from Priso in the Eastern region of Ghana, and I'm the vice chair of the committee.
Good morning. My name is Abna Oseyasari, Member of Parliament for Itiwa East and the chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament.
Can the auditors introduce yourselves, please?
Good morning. My name is Patricia Dakon, Assistant Auditor General, Audit Service.
Good morning, Honorable Chair. My name is Michael Ado, Assistant Auditor General, Audit Service.
Good morning, Honorable Chair. My name is Kwajo Treme, Assistant Auditor General, Audit Service.
Good morning, Honorable Chair. My name is William Ejeyi, Assistant Auditor General, Audit Service. Thank you.
Clerk, let them take the oath, please.
Swear by the Almighty God.
Swear by the Almighty God.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
Touching the matter in issue.
Touching the matter in issue.
Shall be the truth.
Shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Could you please introduce yourself to the committee, please?
Thank you, Chair. I'm Nana Abapiamfo, Vice Chancellor.
I'm Benjamin Osu Ado, Director of Finance.
I'm Samuel Neo Simpson, Deputy Director, Internal Audit.
Dominic Ajechre, Deputy Director of Finance in charge of Financial Accounting and Treasury Management.
Abdul Basit Aziz Bamba, Legal Counsel, University of Ghana.
Yvonne Lamte, Director, Human Resources.
My name is Iyao Agbisi. I'm the CEO for University of Ghana Enterprises Limited, UGEL.
And I'm Richard Ofori, the Finance Manager of University of Ghana Enterprises Limited. Yeah.
All right, we'll start with your financials. Honorable Abena Oseyasari will start with that one.
Live pure.
Well, on the contrary, I'm actions, not words. It's my sister who.
Your sister is. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you also went there.
No.
But yeah, let me put on record that her sister was my classmate.
That's right.
Yeah, at Wesley Girls High School. And the human resource person is also a relative. Let me put it on record. Yeah. Disclosure is important. Yes. Yeah. Okay. We go to your financials. Vice Chancellor, the financials are okay, but I have seen one line item that I want some explanation on. It's in respect of legal settlement on contract termination. And that alone affected your whole accounts, bringing you some slight deficits. And so, yes, the legal settlement on contract termination, if you can just explain why.
Madam Chair, with your permission, the Director of Finance will address that.
Thank you very much. Honorable Chair, we had to make provision for the settlement of the debt. And we had an increase because of the depreciation of the cedi. And that is what has brought about the deficit.
The debt was in foreign currency.
Yes, please.
And so have you finished making provisions? Have you exhausted the payment of that debt, or is still in your books?
We have, with the support, thank you.
But I look at your financial position and I can see that from your financial position, at least you can pay your short-term liabilities by 1.6 times. You can do better. I mean, it's a big university and you can do better. So we'd want you to look at that. And then you also have some management issues. And that has to do with failure to return to post after study leave with pay. You had, as part of your conditions of service, members get the opportunity to go and further their education with pay, and they are supposed to come back after that. But the auditors cited that some senior staff members failed to return after they had completed the education. Can you give us an update on what has become of this amount of 1,128,783 Ghana cedis?
Thank you, Chair. So in that category, I think that there are 4 persons. With respect to Jubilant, we made efforts to contact him. We even had to seek the support of Yoko in that regard. And fortunately, we have been able to retrieve some amounts, including using part of his entitlements that we held, that's the GUSSS, to defray the cost. So that is the update on Jubilant Ablidu. With regard to...
auditors, can you confirm the amount? How much has the person paid, and how much can the auditors also confirm concerning this particular one?
Honorable Chair, they have indicated that to us earlier on, but we have not actually verified how much has been retrieved. So with your leave, maybe after the sitting, we can do that and revert.
Please move to the second person.
All right, thank you. For the second person, Mr. Elisha Senu, he has been granted leave to study. What happened was that he was granted leave for his master's in the first place, and currently he's pursuing his PhD. There was a delay in the approval because we needed certain documentation to be sure before we approved the leave for the PhD studies. He's into computer science, and as you know, that's an area of keen need for us. So it has been sorted out, and he now has approval to be on leave, and so technically he does not owe.
Have you clarified this with the auditors? Have you cleared this from your books with the auditors, please?
Yes, we have.
Auditors, can you please confirm?
Honorable Chair, we may have to reconcile with them.
Okay, so Vice Chancellor, you have to hand over the evidence to the auditors for validation.
Right,
the third person, please.
The third person is Miss Ethel Isel. Ethel, after our initial effort, we also had to seek the support of Yoko. They were able to get in touch with her, and there's a payment plan in place. She has paid an amount of, well, first of all, there was a reconciliation to determine how much she owed. And so we concluded that she owes a little less, which is 197,340.34. And so currently there's a payment plan in place with the support of UCO, and she has so far made an initial payment of 23,023.70.
Madam, this particular person, the infraction happened, is it in 2015? There's one, the same person, Miss Esther Essel, one in 2015, and then another in 2017 to 2022, and then there was one in 2013 to 2015. That comes to the 197,340.
Yes, I believe so.
Debts that was owed in 2015, and out of the 197, only 20,000 has been paid.
Yes. Chair, as I indicated, we had initial difficulty in getting in touch with her and even had to seek the support of UCO. And so once they established contact and there were discussions, they agreed to a payment plan, and so payment has started now.
When do we hope to collect the 197? And I also want to find out, this particular person, they don't have any benefits with the university, such that you could use her benefits to defray part of the cost, like you did for the first one.
Okay. My understanding is that she doesn't have. Yeah, thank you.
So when are we hoping to clear the 197, respectfully?
I would have to consult to see the what the agreement was. 1 year. Okay, you can speak to it.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The payment plan is for 5 years. She has started, so it would be left with slightly over 4 years.
Vice Chancellor, if you have 197,000 and the person has paid 20,000, and assuming it is spread equally for 5, if the person continues to pay 20,000 in a year, there's no way the person would have completed the payment in 5 years, unless the payment plan stipulates that in 5 years, at all costs, it has to, you have to redeem the 197.
Yes, so the payment plan indicates specific amounts that have to be paid by a certain time, and it is not necessarily spread
across
evenly that every year. Thank you.
But respectfully, 5 years is too long a time, because we have others in, the same category where they have been given lesser. For one particular person Gaming Commission, the person gave a duration of 2 years, the board rejected it. And even that amount was over 400,000 Ghana cedis. So 197 in 5 years. Respectfully, I think it is too long a time. I would advise that you go back to Madame Essel. Yeah. That's what my colleague is saying, that 5 years, he thinks, is a motivation for others to also do that, because if they are going to be given 5 years to pay 197, then there's, but we want to retrieve the money and retrieve the money in the quickest possible time. So we would want that you work things out with the auditors and the auditors will help us retrieve the money in the shortest possible time. Roughly 1 year, we should be able to. Mr. Chairman, what do you think of that?
Madam, what is the practice at your university? Is this person getting a preferential treatment?
Sorry. No, not at all. This person is not getting the preferential treatment. My understanding from HR was that the payment is usually intended to cover the period during which the leave was taken. So this was over a period of 5 years, and that was what motivated that kind of arrangement. But I do hear, Madam Chair, and we will go back and do the renegotiation and hopefully cut down on the period of payment.
But, Madam, this thing started from 2013. And then you gave another one from 2017 to 2022. Is that the same person?
Yes, please.
So what happened to the money that she was supposed to pay between 2013 and 2015?
We had to we had to recalculate because she returned. So we had to recalculate, and then we took it out, the work done out of the outstanding debt, and so it reduced the total amount.
So what was left? The earlier loan or whatever it is?
What is left is 197,340.
No, madam. The one from 2013 to 2015. Because you are adding that one to from 2017 to 2022, isn't that right?
Yes.
So the old amount, how much was it left over?
Yeah, so, Madam Chair, we don't have that breakdown here with us, but what happened was that she first went for a master's degree, returned, and was supposed to spend a certain number of years, and then went back for a PhD. It was after the PhD that she did not return. So we then had to do all the reconciliations and get to this amount.
Madam, we think she needs to pay this within 1 year. 5 years is too long.
Very well noted. We will return to her with the help of Yuko. Thank you.
All right.
And Madam, we'd be very grateful if you could also give us the documents, confirmation of the things you sent to Yuko in respect of these people. So I think we are done with the 1.2. Yes. Chairman, I think I'm done. But before I just want you to share with us, the University of Ghana, forgive me for lack of a better word, is described as the premium university. What have you done so far? Looking at the change in trends in education, moving forward, how would you want to place the University of Ghana such that it can compete with the best universities in the world? Yes.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Yeah, you rightly described us as a premier university. We are being guided by our strategic plan, which is running from 2024 to 2029. And we have articulated our vision to achieve global impact through innovative research, teaching and learning, using a technology-driven and a people-centered approach. And therein, we have 5 strategic priorities. So a transformative student experience, impactful research, commitment to our faculty and staff, engagement and partnership, and sustainable resource mobilization and stewardship. So if I should just speak briefly to, for example, our transformative student experience, we are modernizing our classrooms, our lecture rooms. Indeed, for our common lecture theaters, we have modernized them. We have in the appropriate technological equipment to make teaching and learning, more interesting. And we are doing this at the unit level as well, the school and department level. We are also supporting our students, particularly our graduate students. We have instituted a grant to support the research work of graduate students because research is what drives a university. And we realized that students needed support, particularly when it comes to the research component of their work. So we have instituted a grant to support students in that regard. We have also been fortunate to, of course, through our hard work, to get support from MasterCard Foundation. For example, there are 2 major projects that are ongoing at the university, the Africa Climate Collaborative and the Nkabom project, which focuses on nutrition and agri-food systems. And through that, we get support to sponsor students at the graduate level, and also to extend support not just to our students, but also to the youth of this country to train them particularly in issues relating to climate sustainability and nutrition and agri-food systems. I don't know if that is sufficient or I should go on and on. That's quite a lot.
It's fine, but I want to see more collaboration between the University of Ghana and industry as well as government, so that the research that you churn out, you can put it into good use. So, I mean, that's.
Yeah, thank you very much. We are pursuing that. That's our 4th strategic priority, engagement and partnership. So we are doing that, and we will continue to double our efforts in that regard. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam, the next infraction is on unearned salary, and it's 555,283. Has this issue been resolved?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Many of these have been resolved. We have made a number of recoveries in this regard. Some have fully paid. Some are also on payment plans, and there are a few which we have not made progress in terms of being able to contact them, that we have also sought the support of IOCO in that regard.
Out of this amount, 555,000, how much have you collected?
Okay, do we have the amount? Do we have the support, the amount? Okay, we don't have the total amount readily available. It's a breakdown of the individuals that we do have.
Okay, let's go by individuals. Okay. The first one, Dr. Emmanuel Bonny, how much have you collected?
Emmanuel Bonny? I don't have Emmanuel Bonny here.
This is so simple.
Did you say Emmanuel Bonny? Okay, Emmanuel Bonny. Okay, Emmanuel Bonny has fully paid. We actually used his entitlements, the GUSS, to pay. So he has fully paid. Yeah.
Do the auditors have this information? Madam, if we know the totals left, we can just add this one to it. Auditors, you
Yes.
have something to say.
Honorable Chair, with regards to Dr. Emmanuel Boni, there was some reconciliation, and the revised amount came to 65,631, which has been fully recovered.
And what about the next one?
As Mr. Bafo Chei
Yes.
Sapon. So for him, we have recovered 41,959.17, and we have an amount of 63,928.80 from his entitlement, which we're using to defray.
But that will still have some amount left over. That he had.
Sorry. Okay. Yes, so I have been prompted that we actually have a payment plan with Yoko, so he pays to an account provided by Yoko and then submits copies of the receipts to us.
So the payment plan, he set it up with Yoko, right? Or with you?
Yes, yes.
Okay. How many years is he taking to pay that?
Do we have that? We don't have that information.
What about the other person now? Harriet Na Efia Abe.
Okay. Have we used the GUSS? Okay. So for Harriet is also a matter with Yoko because we had non-response from her. So it was one of the matters that we referred to Yoko. And we have also noted that she has an entitlement of 69,994 with us, which we are processing, to defray the cost.
What about the next one?
The next one is Ruhia Sadiq. Ruhia is also a matter with Yoko.
So all the rest of them, are they all with Yoko?
No, not the rest. For Benjamin, we did a reconciliation and noted that he's not owing. So that is sorted. Yes, the two others, Emmanuel Asari and Philip JB, they are also with
No,
Yoko.
they are.
But Madam, before ranking continues, the arrangement that you have with Yoko, when they pay monies to Yoko, does Yoko pay back to you or they pay into the consolidated? We want to understand that.
Yes, so far Yoko hasn't paid any monies to us. What we have is a receipt indicating that payments have been made. And really, to be fair, payments are ongoing. And so, we don't know.
Auditors, could you help us out here? Out of the amount of 555,000, how much has been collected?
Total figure. Honorable Chair, we are just computing and then we'll give it to you. The information actually came a bit late. That is why we're having some of these challenges.
Oh, it came in late?
Yes, yes.
All right. So, Madam, maybe you have 30 days to reconcile with the auditors. Yes, so that we know how much has been paid and who the others that we need to go after. Okay.
Thank you, we will do that.
All right, now we go to University of Ghana Enterprises Limited. And Honorable PK will handle that one.
Thank you very much. UGEL, we are looking at your financials. From the audit report, we realized that you recorded a marginal increase in profit after tax from 17,697,000 in 2023 compared to the 17,670,000 in 2022. However, your income rose by some 55.3% to, and mainly from sales revenue, while your total expenditure increased by some 79.4% to 30 million. First, I want to find out from you, why are you able to explain the stagnation in profits despite the significant increase in your income?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. So, like you mentioned, there was a significant increment in income, but the facilities we manage, which are the hostels, had not seen any significant upgrading over a period of time because, of course, UGEL came about as a result of the fact that the university was owing the consortium of banks. A settlement agreement was agreed with the banks. So there's a payment plan over a period. So we had to, as a company, decide on which of the areas would prioritize. So the initial priority was mainly with the repayment of the loans. But then it got to a stage we also realized that our facilities were suffering. So we then had to take some of the money and then do significant upgrading of our hostels. So there was a lot of capital expenditure over the period. So that is what contributed to the increment in our costs.
So would that account for the increases in your general and administrative expenses? Because if you compare that to that of 2022, we saw an increase of about 62%. Is there any explanation for that?
Yes. So initially, there were certain portions of our business which were being catered for by the university. You know, even our staffing, our hall assistants, you know, the porters, the utilities as well. We had this concession that we were getting from government. All these, when we became a private limited liability company with its own board, with its own CEO and a board chairman, all these were taken away from us. So we now had, you know, especially with the utilities, that has been our major challenge, you know. So it's something that we are looking at as a company, trying to meter some of the rooms so that the students can also, you know, as we even speak now, we still absorb over 50% of the consumption of the students as we speak. Because if we want to pass on the full cost to them, they cannot even pay the hostel fees. So that has been our major issue. And we're also looking at other areas such as sustainable energy, solar, if possible. That is one area we are also drifting towards. So that has been our issue.
Well, you recorded some impairment losses of 1.8 million on your trade receivables, indicating difficulties in your debt recovery. Who are your major debtors, and what steps have you taken to recover the debts?
Oh, okay. Yes. So as part of the capitalization of UGEL, the university gave us 275 acres of land, which we were supposed to lease out, you know, and then realize the leases, add that to our residential facility user fees as part of our income. So some of these leases went out, and then we had a payment plan for the lease. So some of the companies and then the institutions which took up these lands have not been able to fully pay up. So, yeah, so we had to impair some of them. But we have been discussing with them, and they will make those payments. But the land, really, what we do is that you make full payments before we pass on any kind of interests that UGEL has to the party. So if they are unable to pay up fully, then that interest is not passed on.
So are you suggesting to this committee that this land that the university gave to you, you sell them to private persons? Is that the understanding?
No. So what we do is these lands, there are certain conditions under which the interest in the land is passed on. So some of the conditions indicate that, first of all, it must be related to the university, either education. It must be related to education, one. And secondly, more importantly, when it has to do with hostel construction or any business related to the business of real estate and the hostel construction. So those are the people that we enter into a kind of agreement with, whereby they can take the land and then construct hostels. So they are not really given to private individuals. As you may say, a whole due diligence is conducted before we get to the stage where we decide, but the board decides as to which parties can.
So we realize that you are engaging several banks in loans. You secured loans for the construction of some new hostels, but the audit report did not really indicate whether or not there was value for money assessments done. Are you able to tell this committee if you do value for money assessments in all these your loans and the projects that you do, and mechanisms that you are putting in place to ensure cost efficiency and quality delivery in hostel projects?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. So these were loans which were in 2006, 2007, and it was through these loans were actually, they were taken by the university then before UGEL was officially, incorporated as a company. So these were used in the construction of what we call the diaspora halls. So there are about 4 or 5 of them: Liman, Se, Jinaka, and Kwapong. So these halls, in terms of value for money, I can assure you that there has been, these halls have been very, very helpful. They give a total of, give or take, each has about 500 rooms, room times 4 students, that takes roughly, so we have about 1,600 rooms across the 4 hostels. And even the recent African, the Athletics Association, the competition that was held recently, the All-African Games, our facilities were used, our rooms were used. And according to those who used those rooms, they claimed that some were even better than the rooms they used externally in international competitions outside. So those rooms are really of good quality. Of course, there are a few issues here, plumbing issues, one here and there, but in terms of quality, those rooms are of very good quality.
All right, let me come to some unsupported payable balances from your end. So you could not provide relevant documents to support an account payable amount of 573,740. And so the auditors could not ascertain the validity and accuracy of the amount involved. They recommended to management to investigate and provide the evidence of the validity or otherwise of the payable amount. Are you able to brief us on what you have done so far on this issue?
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. So initially, we were actually using, as it were, for lack of a better word, a manual system. Excel was what we were using, in tallying, in putting our system together. Then we had a change. So in those instances, we used to have ledgers for each person or each institution that we were owing, in terms of the account payables. So account payables has to do with institutions that we owe or individuals that we owe or we have to pay. So we create ledgers for them. So along the system, we had a change in our system into an electronic system, which we call the tally. And so in doing that, the previous year's balances were then, as it were, cascaded. They were put together and put in the tally. But the individuals who we were owing were not able to put their totals into the system, as it were. So the auditors did a validation of all the payable balances, and then out of that, they gave us an outstanding of 573,740, which could not be validated by the audit team. So upon recommendations, management was then requested to investigate and to take appropriate action. And out of the amounts payable, we were able to locate 20,000 cedis, which was identified, and payment was made after the investigation. So the audit committee of the company recommended for the reversal of the payable balance on the accounts, and this recommendation has been implemented in the 2024 financial statement. So audit service can also confirm the status of implementation. Mr. Chair.
Auditors, are you able to confirm the commentary?
Yes, Honorable Chair. So in the subsequent financial year statement, the 2024 financial year, the accounts that was prepared, we saw that they have reversed an amount of 553,338, and then they have paid 20,000 to the Urban Development Plan practice. So, in a nutshell, what we can say is that the issue has been resolved. Thank you.
Thank you. Just to find out from you, in terms of accommodating students on campus, what's the ratio now? Has it improved? Maybe Madam Vice Chancellor will help in that regard.
I think that goes beyond his pay grade. Yes, so we have had some improvements. We have had additional beds. We've added on what we call the Diamond Jubilee Hostel or Diamond Jubilee Hall, which accommodates about 1,200 students. And there are others also that are coming up, like a PhD apartments and the GUSSS hostel. Thank you.
Yes, I'm done. I think that's all for them, but I just want to, yes. So I just, I think I completed a program in the university, I think last year or so. But there's been some concerns with respect to release of results and delays that come with it. I just got a message from a student, and sometimes it becomes quite frightening when you know that results should be released on a specific day, but there are delays in that. What is the university doing to address this concern and the assurances that you give to Ghanaians on this day? Thank you.
Thank you very much. As I indicated earlier on, our first strategic priority is a transformative student experience. So these are matters of keen concern for us. What we do is that we do have a deadline for faculty members to input grades. And sometimes they are real challenges for one reason or the other. And actually only yesterday we were in a meeting and we were discussing that we need to actually put it out that when results are released, people who have issues, they should come up within a certain framework, maybe let's say 4 weeks or something, because sometimes too there is a long delay, and by the time they come up, complaining, it's difficult to reconcile records and so on and so forth. Sometimes there are issues that we do have to investigate, because you know that sometimes students also have some tricks up their sleeves. But I would like to assure you that being number one on our priority, we are doing everything possible to ensure that our students have the best experience ever. And I'm glad to hear you took a degree with us. Congratulations.
Thank you. I realize that because you have the learned man sitting next to you, you are trying to be dodgy. Because the questions that I asked, all with respect, it has to do with delays of results. And Madam is bringing in students skirmishes and all of that. I appreciate that. But I mean, in elsewhere, when they say that results will be released on the 5th of November, you know, on the 5th of November by 2 p.m., all faculties are releasing their results online for you to go and check it out. But if it happens that we are told that results will be released on this day and there are delays, it adds to the blood pressure of students. Their BP shoots high because we've all been there. So please, let's try and improve that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, madam.
That is well noted. We try to do our best, but we also sometimes have constraints. We have constraints with faculty and staff issues. We get our staff being separated from the universities, but we don't have the liberties to replace them. And that's one appeal that I would like to make, that even if we have to discuss additional clearance for additional staff, at least when people are separated, either through death, transfer, or retirement, we should be allowed to replace them, because that really affects us and it has the potential to affect the quality of our output. Thank you.
I think that's a very interesting point that you have raised, especially when new governments come in, they give appointments to your lecturers. It becomes disheartening.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so we should find a way of quickly replacing them, and I think it's a genuine concern. Thank you, Chairman.
Vice Chancellor, I mean, people or government will want to replace, but then they should also see a reflection in a dip in your compensation. But when you tell us 300, 400 people have left and the compensation level keeps increasing, then you ask yourself, is that really reflecting in some cost savings? Because I have been there before. Sometimes we compare the number of people who have left with the compensation level for that request. And many a time you realize that it hasn't changed much. And so maybe we should also try as much as possible to reduce some of these infractions, which will reflect positively on our compensation. Then, if I know I'm spending 10 million on UG, and today 200 people are out, and I see a dip, it will make things relatively easier for me to replace. So maybe we should also look at that. But that notwithstanding, I still believe that yes, you should be given that support to make sure you are able to employ the requisite staff to keep the level of the university as it is, so that, like I said from the beginning, we can compete with the universities out there.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I do agree with you, and I agree that we should be having those conversations. Sometimes we don't have the opportunity to have the conversations frankly, so that we can jointly find solutions to our challenges. And so that would be my call. And of course, at some point, we need to have a very frank discussion about financing tertiary education in this country. Thank you.
Madam, you and your team, you are discharged. We'll call Akentin Apiamenka University.
Oh, hey. He was going to ask a question.
Have they taken the oath yet? Okay, please take the oath.
I
Jerry Dankwa
swear by the Almighty God
swear by the Almighty God
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
touching the matter in issue
touching the matter in issue
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Could you please introduce yourself to the committee?
Thank you very much. I am Frederick Kwakusafo, Vice Chancellor of Akenten Apiamenka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development. In brief, Amstead.
Chair, my name is Augustus Kwabro, the Registrar.
Professor Isaac Boatin, the Pro Vice Chancellor.
Honorable Chair, my name is Isaac Mafodro, Acting Director of Internal Audit.
My name is Professor Dr. Isaac Abunyua, Principal, Santimampo Campus of Amstead.
Chair, I'm Opokwamankwa Eric, Acting Director, Works and Physical Development.
I'm Gertrude Echampon, Head of Legal Services.
Jeff Boachidankwa, Director of Finance.
Please turn the microphone off, please. Yes, Honorable OPK will be handling the financials.
Yes, thank you very much. I must start. Is that I can't. Amstead. All right. Okay. So we realized the surplus of you had a surplus of 51,752,852 in 2023. And if you were to compare this to your 2022 surplus, this is about 266%. And clearly this improvement stems from the higher government subvention, students' fees, and better cost management. So we need to congratulate you for what you are doing. We also realized that your income increased by 62.7%, and it was driven by government support and a 49% rise in student facility user fees. That the students say that I should tell you is too much, so consider them in that regard. But we need to look at your asset revaluations. Are you able to verify the basis and independent verification of the 802% increase in assets? Was there a professional valuation report, and was this approved by your governing council?
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, respectfully, with your permission, I will ask Director of Finance.
Kindly speak into the microphone for me.
With your permission, respectfully, I will ask Director of Finance to respond to this question. Honorable Chair, Controller and Accountant General have provided guidance to revalue legacy assets, and we strictly followed the Controller and Accountant General's guidelines. And we also use the experts among us. We have quantity surveyors, we have estate officers who assisted us. And after that, our procedures were all authenticated by the external auditors. Thank you.
Thank you. In recognition of your unutilized project funds as revenue, the auditors raises an issue that your non-current liabilities of 2.63 million in 2022 were recognized as a revenue in 2023 after fulfillment of conditions attached to the funds. Are you able to tell this committee the specific projects for which these funds were originally allocated?
Honorable Chair, our key partners have been World University Service of Canada and also German International Corporation. And we also have Transsafe. They normally give us those assistance for capacity building. And they also have their own audit process to verify whatever amount they have given to us.
So after the reclassification, were these funds applied after the recognition? Were they used for the intended projects purposes?
Yes, Honorable Chair. Honorable.
All right. Also, when I look at your receivables and your current assets, your current assets increased by 44% to 105 million, mainly due to receivables. What's the composition of your receivables?
Non-current assets, current assets. Honorable Chair, our key components of receivable are student fees.
Student fees?
Yes.
So, so you don't have any government grants that are due?
Yes, sir. To be honest, there were a lot of subvention outstanding. It was actually about 5 months subvention which were outstanding at that time.
And nobody else who owes the university? All right. Kindly put measures in place to ensure that you recover your overdue.
Honorable Chair, all the amount has now been recovered. The government does not owe the university anymore.
Okay. And you mean government has paid you all your money?
Yes, please.
All right. Your current liabilities increased by 59.3%. And what are the main components of the 15.8 million in payables?
Honorable Chair, the major component of this were teaching claims. The university has a very low-level staff, so we use a lot of part-time staff, and also the lecturers receive teaching overload. So before the year end, we needed to accumulate all this. So it mainly as a result of outstanding teaching claims.
All right. It looks like you have a lot of money. That's your expenditure on compensation and goods and services keeps on increasing significantly. Are you able to tell us what measures you are putting in place to ensure that your expenditure growth is matched by improved academic and operational efficiency?
Honorable Chair, like I said, our student numbers keep on increasing, but our staff levels were rather going down. So we needed to use a lot of part-time lecturers and also teaching overload, and that is what is mainly accounting for the increase in expenditure.
So, Mr. Chair, overall, the rapid growth in financial figures is impressive, and this also calls for some strong oversight over their spendings. But auditors, are you able to confirm the various allocations that government has paid, or their subventions, and all of that? I need confirmation of.
Honorable Chair, we'll be able to confirm that in a subsequent audit.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. That will be all for me.
Thank you very much. Now let's go to your management issues. You signed an agreement with Frankie J. Limited about a building that was going to be built, operate, and transfer, 40-year agreement. And the rent of 3,000, annual rent of 3,000 Ghana cedis to be reviewed every 5 years. But Frankie J has unilaterally changed the contract. What are you doing about it?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Respectfully, with your permission, I'll ask Director Development and then to...
That's fine.
Director.
Thank you, Chair. A request was made by Frank J. to vary the agreement, but we did not agree to that. So in that regard, we informed management about that because that place was intended for a commercial facility, and a request was made to convert it into some guest house and hostel. But we have advised that the company sticks to the agreement.
But has the company done that?
Yes, please. Yes, please. So there's no activity going on. What they are doing now is still the shopping mall that we initially agreed with them.
But why did they think that they could vary without the university's approval?
Please, they wrote to us.
They wrote to you?
Yes.
That they wanted to vary it?
They had some financial difficulties in terms of getting people to hire their facilities. And we explained to them that per the agreement, they are supposed to build commercial facilities at that location. Per our land use plan, that area is supposed to be for commercial activity. So we wrote back and advised them to hold on until further discussion with council or approval is given or otherwise before they can go ahead with that. Honorable Chair.
Okay, so are they paying the rent?
Yes, Honorable Chair, they are paying the rent. In all, they are supposed to pay about 157,000. As at now, they have paid about 149,000. So the only outstanding balance now is 8,000.
And how long are they going to operate this building?
Honorable Chair, the agreement started in 2012. But as we are speaking now, the project has still not been completed. It's only a section, small portion, which has been completed. Large section has been completed.
My question is, they were supposed to operate it for 40 years. Now, if it's 2012, how many years gone already? 13. So when they complete it, will they still go for 40 years, or this 13 years is part of the 40 years, part of the agreement?
Honorable Chair, the 13 years spent is part of the 40 years.
All right, auditors, could you confirm if they are enforcing the contract?
Yes, Honorable Chair. So they are enforcing the original agreement. And so far, they have been able to recover 149,000 from the company. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Akentin Apia Minka University, you are discharged. Now let's call University of Professional Studies, Accra. Clerk, let them take their oath, please.
Okay.
I,
John Bekumesa Mauto,
swear by the Almighty God
swear by the Almighty God
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
touching the matter in issue
touching the matter in this issue
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Could you please have a seat and introduce yourself to the committee?
Thank you, Chairman, sir. I am John Kwekumeso Mauto, the Vice Chancellor of UPSA.
Thank you, Chairman. My name is Nicholas Nelson Ejay, Director of Finance.
Chairman, sir, my name is Lauren Jan, Registrar.
Chairman, my name is Baba Hanan, Auditor, Internal Auditor.
My name is Dio Daniel, Director of Procurement.
Okay, we start here with the financials. Honorable Frankie Ebo will start with that one.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. UPSA. I'm going through your financial performance, and I must say that you're doing very, very well. In 2022, you made a profit or surplus of 72 million. And in 2023, it jumped to 92 million, representing an increase of 28%, which is very, very commendable. Well done. But there are some lines, about 2 lines that we need to check. Let's look at your compensation of employees. In 2022, it was 92 million, but in 2023, it jumped to 121 million. Is it the case that you employed additional staff, or there was an increment in salaries? Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. With your permission, I'll ask the Director of Finance to respond to this.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, it was increase in salaries and then payment of adjoint lecturers.
Okay, let's go, the last one here, let's go to goods and services. That increased by 96%. That's from 21 million in 2022 to 41 million in 2023. What accounted for that?
It's also as a result of payments for our teaching and learning. When you look at our teaching and learning, we incur more expenditure on teaching and learning. And also our utilities. We pay so much on utilities, especially electricity. It jumped from around 2 million to 5 million. So this accounts for payments that we incurred on goods and services.
All right. As I said, your financial performance doesn't look bad. So let's move to your financial position. There too, you are not doing bad, even though your current ratio reduced, but it's so perfect. You're so even more than the standard. The standard 2 to 1. So it's okay. The chairman, I think that they are not joking. They are doing well. I don't have much to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I want to find out about the bank charges. It went from 34,000 to 68,000. What was that for?
The bank charges are charges on our accounts. It's charges on our various accounts.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Honorable Nase, it's on paragraph 160, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Prof.
Yes, sir.
Prof, welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I must commend you for
your sterling leadership at UPC.
Thank you, sir.
You are doing very, very well.
Thank you, sir.
Prof, I have some few management issues about failure to serve bond terms after steady leave with pay. So I have Miss Patience Akosuya Jibodi Kosoku and Mrs. Eugenia Nanaya Douna Brempoma, who refused to come back to serve after you sponsoring them to further their education. And I think since they are in the academia, I think it's easier to find them. So I want to know how far you have gone with the recovery, Prof.
Thank you, sir. Chairman, sir. Yes, indeed, these were some of the issues we are really dealing with, especially with people we want to develop for faculty. However, some refuse to respect the bond. So currently we have 3 of such people in our report. Miss Patience Kosoku. Currently we have handed her over to UOCO, and we have recovered 35,000 out of the 72,000 cedis outstanding bill. Currently, what we are expecting from her is 37,000. With respect to Mrs. Eugenia Nanaya Dowona, we've also done same and used her provident fund to defray part of what her outstanding. So currently, she's still owing us. In fact, unfortunately, she wrote back that she wants to come back. However, since the issue is with UOCO, we are yet to get the advice as to whether we should go ahead. And then, but we really want to recover the money through UOCO. Chairman, sir, we also have Mr. Albert Oscar Quason. Okay, so his own has been settled. So we don't have any outstanding bill now. Yeah, thank you.
Auditors, can you please confirm the recovery of the said amounts?
Honorable Chair, with this infraction, we have two names here. Patience Akosuya Jibodi. As of now, we cannot confirm any additional payment that has been made. But with Eugenia Nanaya Douna, we can confirm an amount of 76,843.70 that has been recovered, leaving a balance of 440,387.42. Thank you.
Auditor, please, can you go over again, please?
So with the first person, the amount to be refunded or to be recovered is 70,705. We do not have any evidence of any recovery in terms of that person. But the second person, Eugenia, we have 76,843.70 to have been recovered, leaving a balance of 440,387.42.
Thank you very much, Auditor. Prof, I think you have to tender in the evidence of payment of Kosoku to the,
Thank you, sir.
To the auditor.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
But evidence has to do with this provident fund. So we've all agreed that we use this provident fund to defray part of the amount. I think we need to finish the auditors with that.
No, I mean the first person.
That Kosoku.
Kosoku.
Yeah, Kosoku, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Prof.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, sir. I wish there would be a course that we could teach the universities on how to retrieve steady leave money, because that's the problem for all the universities. Anyway, the next infraction is on paragraph 167. Honorable Shirley Che will take that one.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
This infraction is to do with unearned salary to the tune of 6,656 Ghana cedis. The auditors noted that one Albert Oscar Quayson, a former employee of the university, who vacated posts on February 2023, was wrongfully paid an amount of 6,656.32 Ghana cedis. Management, your response to the auditors was that you intended to use his provident fund to pay this amount. Can you please tell the committee if you've done as you wrote to the auditors?
Thank you, Chairman, sir. This has duly been done. The amount has been settled through the usage of his provident fund.
Auditors, can you please confirm?
Honorable Chair, the provident fund was used to recover the amount. But I have to indicate that with this one and then the earlier one that we mentioned, yes, the amounts have been recovered from the provident fund, but the recommendation was that they should pay it into the Aegis Recoveries account. UPS is subvented, their salaries are paid from the consolidated account. And so those monies must be retrieved from the provident fund and paid into the Aegis Recoveries account. And that is yet to be done. Thank you.
Prof, you understand that, right?
Chairman, sir, management has directed the Director of Finance to do that.
Yes, sir.
And, Director.
Director, you are under the bus now. Why haven't you done it?
Chairman, we were having some challenges with payment of our adjunct lectures. So we use the money to pay our adjunct lectures.
Director.
We will try and refine, pay to the...
Director. Director, this is not about trying to pay for it. We are giving you 30 days. Pay that amount of money into the consolidated account that they told you about. Director.
Well noted, Chairman.
The whole country is looking at you.
Director, if you make a surplus of 92 million Ghana cedis and you are supposed to pay 6,600, and then you sit here and say that, you were to pay your adjunct lecturers with the 6,600. Meanwhile, you have a surplus of 92 million.
Madam Chair, we will pay. We will pay into the consolidated fund.
All right, the next infraction is on paragraph 172, and Honorable Kinney will take care of that one.
Thank you, Chair. This infraction has to do with failure to use Ghana Electronic Procurement System, GANEPS, in procurement activities. The Auditor General noted that all procurement activities for goods, works, and services undertaken by the university were not processed through the Ghana Electronic Procurement System, and directed that management should take necessary steps to implement GANEPS. Has that been done?
Chairman, sir, it's been done since October 2024 till date.
Auditor General, can you confirm that?
Yes, Honorable Chair, the now is GANEPS.
Thanks.
Prof, you are discharged. Now let's call CK University of Technology and Applied at CK TEDM. All right. Have you taken the oath?
Not yet, sir.
Okay, they will administer the oath.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes. So we can stand, right? We need to stand for us.
I
Albert Lugutera,
swear by the Almighty God
swear by the Almighty God
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
touching the matter in issue shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
So help me God.
Could you please introduce yourself to the committee?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. My name is Professor Albert Lugutera. I'm the Vice Chancellor of the C.K. Tedam University of Technology and Applied Sciences.
I'm Dr. Stephen Dele Dompala, Acting Director of Internal Audit.
Yeah. I'm Ruth Kunowe Ali, Acting Director of Finance.
I am Gilbert Ansolenam, Registrar.
Thank you very much. We are going to review our financials, and Honorable Kwesi Kunedu will do that.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Chairman, on the financials, it seems a bit worrying, Prof. Comparing the year 2023 to 2022. And I'd like us to dwell on two issues. First and foremost, you are government subvented. So, but on the expenditure side, you also see employee compensation, which has increased significantly from 44 million to 56 million. What is the component and which categories of staffs are under these employee compensation aside the government subvention that we see in the account?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. The C.K. Tedam University, as you know, is one of the young universities. And since 2020, we have not received significant financial clearance to be able to recruit. So we do a lot of the recruitment through part-timers and also through casual staff to help us run the system. So that we pay from our internally generated funds, and that's probably the high cost. Thank you.
Okay, and also when you look at your other operational cost, that also increased significantly, Prof, about 83% as compared to the previous year. What is the component of the operating cost? If you are paying your recruitment through employee compensation, what other operational cost do you incur that has significantly increased this manner?
Prof. Chair, with your permission, kind permission, I may have to rely on my Director of Finance, Acting Director of Finance to help. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. In 2023, we introduced a number of new programs that required purchases of a lot of laboratory equipment and skills practicals. So that actually accounted for most of the operational costs. And also with the utility, especially electricity, and we also engage Garnet to provide us with internet service. So it's caused the operational cost to go high. Thank you very much.
Well, Madam, do you charge academic facility user fee and residential facility user fee?
Yes, we do.
Then probably that will be juxtaposed against your utilities, or once you are taking residential facility user fees. Because if you explain to me that because you purchase those items, if you look into the statement of financial position also, your current liabilities are increasing. They are increasing, and your current assets are reducing. So you cannot juxtapose that to me you are paying off, because if your liabilities are increasing and your assets are diminishing, it means your gearing ratio is also deteriorating. And you can see that from the statement. So just approaching that becomes a bit of a challenge. Because if you take that ought to go into paying of these utilities and also purchasing of these equipments for them all.
Yes, that's right. Thank you very much. Even though we do the payments, we still owe because the overhead cost seems to be so high. So we do payments and we still have a lot of liabilities owing. As we speak, the internet, we've expanded the internet and we have about almost close to 800,000 still owing because of the increments in the utility bills. Thank you.
When has the internet expanded? Because we are looking at 2023 financial statement.
Prof. Chair, if I may come in as part of the high cost of the operational charges is because as a young university, our student numbers are really not high. Last year, our student population was about 4,000. And you know, we are typically a science-based university. We do not run social sciences or business. And so the numbers are few. And then the cost of running science programs are high. If you look at the equipment, you look at the reagents and the things that we need to do. Also, we are in a community where charging realistic fees is a challenge. We have one of the lowest school fees in Ghana, and yet the students are complaining. We have a situation where for hostels, for example, our hostel fee as at 2023, I think was about 700 and something Ghana cedis a year. And the students are complaining. So obviously, they're trying to balance. Sometimes we have to cut some costs from other places to be able to make sure that the school runs. Our internet used to be about 25,000 Ghana cedis a month for Garnet. If you multiply that by the year, that's quite a bit. And then also our, apart from our internet, you talk about our utilities, our electricity. Was about, I think this year we paid about 250,000 Ghana cedis for a quarter. So sometimes we have to try to balance the realities with what we have. So sometimes that's why the costs go high. Thank you.
Okay, admittedly, Prof, these explanations admittedly, but what plans do you have to stop this hemorrhage? Because if these are the realities, and we will keep moving from surpluses of about 1.6 million to a negative of about 500,000. And if it is to continue, it probably means that in the next account, we'll probably be having a greater deficit. So what strategy do you think you'll probably be able to employ so that you can stop this hemorrhage in terms of expenditure, and if not at all, not make profit, but break even?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Since last year, what we have tried to do is to engage the students so that they can appreciate the challenge we are, so that anytime we need to increase fees, it is not too much of a problem. So from the 750 Ghana cedis, I think currently we are looking at about, is it 1,800 Ghana cedis, so that it can take care of particularly the utility charges, etc. We have also tried to get the student support to be able to get. I think that if we get some of the basics, the fundamentals, running the program will not be too much, but the capital cost is one of our biggest challenge and which we are trying to address. Yes, thank you.
Okay, Prof, then I would urge you on to continue with that so that at least in the next accounting cycle, we'll probably be seeing a reduction in the deficit and also be able to sustain the school. Because it's important we have some of these technological institutions in the country for the development of this country. So, Madam Chair.
Honorable Chair, I agree with you. Thank you very much, and we'll continue to work on it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
On that, I would rest on the financials. So, Ahingwa.
Thank you, Chair. This infraction has to do with failure to obtain VAT invoices for contract payment to a tune of 17,716 Ghana cedis. The auditors noted that management paid a total amount of 98,611 to Mrs. Ganseb Enterprise for fabrication and fixing of metal doors and burglar-proof at Medical School Block, but failed to obtain a VAT invoice. So this resulted in the amount of loss I quoted earlier. So auditors recommended to management to recover the VAT amount of the 17,716 Ghana cedis from the contractor and pay same to the Ghana Revenue Authority. Management response. Management responded that the VAT is not charged on works. But the auditor still stands that the agreement with reference number CKT-UTAS stroke VC stroke ETC stroke UC 0.8 volume 1.5 stroke 137 and dated 27th March 2023 provided for the contract price inclusive of VAT. The contract price inclusive of VAT was fully paid to the contractor, who is therefore enjoined to issue a VAT invoice and remit the VAT component to GRA. So now there are two conflicting stands. Management is saying that VAT is not supposed to be paid on the works done. And then the auditors are also saying that the VAT was inclusive. So once it was inclusive, the contractor has to remit that amount. What is your take?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I think that my review of this is that this is a goods and service contract, which normally do not attract VAT. Pardon? Sorry, it's work, sorry. It's work, which normally do not attract VAT. Unfortunately, the letter we wrote, which the auditors are holding on to, specified that it was VAT inclusive. And I think that's where the challenge is coming from. But I think from the records we have, the contractor did not include VAT in the bill he submitted for us to pay. And that's why it's been difficult to charge him the VAT for it. Thank you.
So what has happened? Have you complied by the directive of the auditors?
Not yet. We have tried to explain to them our position that the bill that we paid did not include VAT. And therefore, it's been difficult to get VAT from somebody. We didn't pay him the VAT.
The auditors, this is what he's saying, that the letter you quoted has no component of the VAT that you are claiming was inclusive. Do you have the letter here?
No.
The agreement letter, do you have it here?
The letter. No, Honorable Chair.
We need to get the letter.
Honorable Chair, if I may. I have admitted that the letter we wrote to the contractor included VAT. However, the payment we paid to the contractor was VAT exclusive.
So somebody has to pay the VAT.
Because it was works, it wasn't. They were not supposed to charge the VAT, but somehow.
Who said they were not supposed to charge a VAT? That's illegal. Who says they are not supposed to pay VAT? The contractor or you?
That's what we learned, so sorry.
Oh, Prof, please. Prof, if you don't know something, you find out. And we don't assume over here. I mean, if I'm in your class, even when you tell me something, I'll verify on the network. So please, Prof. And if you are trying to find out about that, find out from the right people. You call GRA, and then they'll walk you through the process. 17,716. So who's going to pay? You should have collected from the contractor and also. Okay, Alaji Bawa will say something.
Sir, Mr. Chairman, since the Vice Chancellor is saying that the amount they paid to the contractor excluded the VAT, meanwhile the contract indicated that it was VAT inclusive, then the university should go and pay the VAT to the VAT service or the GRA. I think that's the position of the law. If you didn't pay, if you didn't include it to the contractor, then you have to go and pay. So, because that was per agreement.
This whole thing is something. So how much was paid? How much did the institution pay to the contractor? Because the agreement letter has it as a component. So it's a bulk. So now your response, you are saying you paid the contractor without that component. So where is it and how much did you pay to the contractor?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I may have to ask my Acting Director of Finance to give the details of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The contractor gave us a price quotation of 38,601, 611 Ghana cedis, 20 pesos. VAT, nil. And we paid him the total of 98,611 Ghana cedis, 20 pesos. Because he didn't charge VAT in the invoice. Thank you.
Chairman, per the law. I'm going.
Madam, Finance Director, if I may find out, what was the entire contract amount that you paid minus the VAT?
The entire contract amount, the contract is a works contract. I called the procurement officer to understand how this happened. And he said it was a works contract, which they do not charge VAT. So when they invited the price quotation, the contractor gave a total contract sum of 98,611, 20 pesos, excluding VAT, because the procurement said the contractor was aware that with works services, they do not charge VAT, so he didn't include VAT. But in issuing the contract letter, according to the procurement, I think that is where the error might have occurred, because they issued the contract letter stating that they are awarding him including VAT.
Madam, I'm sorry to barge in. The school pay their VAT, and then we move on. Next infraction is on paragraph 139, and Alaji Ba will take care of that one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The third infraction relates to overpayment to a supplier. And the narration is that you entered into a contract worth 61,803 cedis, 30 pesos in October 2022 with Arena G Services to supply 1,300 yards of branded Grassac cloth at a unit cost of 39 cedis per yard. Meanwhile, the actual price for the cloth for normal supply was 27 cedis per yard. So, but if you are going to buy it for fast track, so that the cloth will supply within 1 to 2 months, then you have to pay 39 Ghana cedis per yard. Meanwhile, you pay the contractor, but the cloth was not supplied fast track as you entered into the contract. So it took about 3 months before the cloth was supplied. So that was the normal time, as we should have, normal time. So the auditors are saying that since the cloth was not supplied fast-tracked, but rather it was supplied at the rate at which you have bought it at normal price, you should pay the difference of on that, which amounts to 18,548 Ghana cedis. So that was the recommendation of the auditors. So let me find out, have you paid this money?
Honorable Chair, with your kind permission, I would like my Director of Finance to answer this one. Yes, please.
Thank you very much. I inquired how this happened, and I was told that it was at the time Grassac went into the contracts. When the goods were supplied, the old executive by then had left office, and they needed to pay. But because they left office, the new executive, they hadn't done their change of signatories. So management needed to pay on their behalf, write the check on their behalf. Thank you very much.
Madam, the contract price at the time of purchase, they wanted to buy it express. That was why they paid 39 cedis. Meanwhile, the thing did not come express. So you should pay the normal price. Why did they go on to pay for express when the thing was supplied at the normal time?
Honorable Chair, I think it's an error that we need to get the money back from the contractor. I must add that the Acting Director of Finance just took over office, so she's not privy to the details of what happened at that time. So also is myself. I was not in charge at that time, so we will take time to recover the cost. Thank you.
So when are you recovering this money from the contractor? Give us time.
Honorable Chair, as soon as I leave this place, I will look at it and write to recover the money from the contractor as soon as possible. Immediately, in fact. I will do that right now.
Mr. Chairman, the Vice Chancellor said he will recover the money. So maybe if you can give him some time to recover the money. He said immediately, yes. Is the contractor still working with you?
Honorable Chair, with your kind permission, I'm trying to verify the name of the contractor, but I doubt if he continues to work with us. Yes.
Vice Chancellor, you have another issue with the Ramo Cave, and they came with invalid GRA tax and SNATE clearance certificates. Why would you allow that?
Honorable Chair, again, like I said, this was not, at this moment, I was not in charge as the Vice Chancellor, but I immediately took responsibility when this was brought to my attention during the exit conference of the external auditors. We immediately wrote to the company to tell him that this is what had been detected. And
we were holding the company responsible for that. The company replied saying that they were also shocked that this happened. But nonetheless, we took steps to write for the company to be blacklisted so that we do not do any work with the company as well. And then we have referred it through our legal officer so that they will take the necessary steps to deal with it. So that's what we have done even before this one.
That's what you have done?
Yes, Honorable.
Okay.
Yes,
You realize that you have serious issues with your procurement?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
And they use some of these papers, or then a home and empire. Okay, I think we also need to refer that to GRA to get involved and then go after this company. And the recommendation was for you to officially write to Rammo Cave Limited to blacklist them for from taking part in any future procurement process at the university. Have you done that?
Yes, Honorable Chair, we have done that.
All right. We have to send that one to GRA. Okay, so that will be done. You are discharged.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Now, can we call Winneba, University of Education, Winneba?
I swear by the Almighty God.
Swear by the Almighty God.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
Touching the matter in issue.
Touching the matter in issue.
Shall be the truth.
Shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Would you please introduce yourself to the committee?
Good morning, Honorable Chair and members. I'm Stephen Jobson Mitchell, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Education, Winneba.
I'm Prince Eric Amasu, Deputy Finance Officer.
Please, my name is Sekou Abidibua for Registrar.
Good morning, Honorable Chair. I'm Senyo Akoli, Finance Officer. Good morning. I'm Charles Eden Bejura, Deputy Finance Officer.
Could you turn your microphone off, please? We'll start with the financials, and Honorable Akwesi Kunedu will handle that for us.
Prof, welcome, sir. Prof, if you look at your financial statement and financial position, the financials for now, and there are two quick things that I probably would want us to talk about. First and foremost, your expenditure under the non-teaching goods and services is increasing. What is the component of your non-teaching? Because here you have separated them clearly. You have the non-teaching and the teaching. So the teaching, it increased by that one because of the lectures and the rest. We probably would understand that. But for the non-teaching, what are the components? Because from 20 to 37 million is almost about a 17 million, 87% jump. What constitutes that, Prof?
Honorable Chair, with your permission, I would like my finance officer to address this question.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. That increase was driven largely by four main items. The major driver was staff training and development, which increased by about 7 million within the period under consideration. Then we also have repairs and maintenance, which saw about 1 million increase. Then we also have utilities, that also increased by about 1.2 million. And final one was vehicle running expenses, which was also increased by about 1 million. So largely, those were the four major things that drove that increase. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Director. But Director, the first item you spoke about was staff training and development. Wouldn't that sit perfectly well with your goods and services for teaching, rather than sitting with the non-teaching? Because for staff training, that will fit directly into teaching. Because if you have it under non-teaching, I think it's a bit curious.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Yes, if the training and the staff development related to teaching staff, then, Honorable Chair, that would have been the position. But this one was on local conferences and seminars for the non-teaching staff. Thank you.
Okay, Prof. And the second one and the last one I would want us to look at is still this is perceiving greater worry for me because it keeps increasing. Your current assets are reducing, but your current liabilities are also reducing. Although I can see a movement upwards in your non-current asset, but the percentage as compared to that of your liabilities and commensurate, 23 against 58. And if also your assets, current assets are reducing, then it's worrying because it means you're accumulating more debt, which is affecting your gearing, your current ratio. You look at it from 12 to 7.4%. So what are you doing to reduce these liabilities and build up more buffer to be able to meet your short-term obligations?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Yes, the major thing that shot up the payables or the current liabilities was payroll payables. At that time, by 31st December 2021, we were in arrears for almost 6 months. But Chairman, that has been reversed. As we speak today, we owe only the October payroll that we have to pay. Thank you very much. And on the receivables, we've done very well. We've collected most of our receivables.
All right, the next one is on paragraph 225. Honorable Edem Agbana will take care of that.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for the opportunity. In paragraph 225, the auditors noted a total payment of 5.8 million, over 5.8 million, as unbudgeted honorarium to members of management. In your response, you indicated that the university, after the issue was brought to your attention, established a committee to investigate and further discovered that over 28 million was spent outside the budget on allowances to management members. Some people have been sanctioned. Can you brief the committee on the actions that you have taken, those who have been dismissed, and what you have done so far to recover the entire amount as indicated by the auditors?
Honorable Chair, the management and the council set up this disciplinary board to investigate it, and subsequently, disciplinary measures were meted out, to them. Council also directed that those who were involved should refund the money. Management did that, reminded us several times they were not responding to it. So the matter was referred to Yoko to support us to recover those amounts. And we have documents to that effect.
Mr. Chair, if you can kindly provide us with the specifics, how much have you retrieved so far? Because auditors noted 5.8 million, your committee further discovered 28 million. So how much have you been able to retrieve as of today?
Unfortunately, Honorable Chair, we've not been able to retrieve, even a penny.
Mr. Chair, the auditors recommended that you even retrieve monies paid inappropriately with interest. Your committee found people culpable. You dismissed some of them, wrote to their professional bodies, but did not recover anything. How is that possible? I'm trying to reconcile really what the motive of your investigation was. Was it just to punish those who were involved or to retrieve the amounts involved for the university?
Honorable Chair, both. To punish them and also retrieve the money.
But Prof, you haven't retrieved anything.
Yes.
Why?
It is like you write to or you approach a debtor to pay you what owns you, and the person refusing to. And that's the reason why we need to bring in Yoko to support us to retrieve the money.
But you see, you don't have any policy developed on honorarium. So you just pay whatever. And your commission found out that you've paid 28 million. Illegally.
I think,
and it says over here was inappropriately paid in the form of unbudgeted and multiple payments. All those found culpable were directed by the governing council to refund the money paid to them or taken inappropriately with interest. And you say you haven't covered even one.
Honorable Chair, yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
But so the council, what is the use of the council? And what is the use of this disciplinary committee thing if you're not going to collect any money from them?
Honorable Chair, we may have two issues, like if an issue that has to do with non-criminal, then you end up with a disciplinary, board or committee. But if there's a criminal aspect, that aspect also needs to be dealt with. And so it has two legs. An issue that needs to be internally addressed, and the criminal aspect also be addressed. And that's the reason why we're seeking the help of Yoko to help us with the criminal aspect. Initially, we thought that they would refund those monies. But then, having pursued them and they are not responding, we thought Yoko have that kind of capacity to help us to do that.
Prof, respectfully, what constituted the honorarium payment? What activities warranted the 28 million inappropriately paid honorarium? What activities?
These were activities that we deemed auditors are saying they are illegal activities.
Can you please be specific? Meetings, what actually constituted the payment of the honorarium to the tune of 28 million?
I would like my effort to throw more light on that one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Honorable Chairman. The committee was not able to identify any specific activity or service provided for which you only see a memo, and that was it. That was the committee's finding.
They just wrote a memo to make payments over a period of time to the tune of 28 million without any activities backing the payment of the 28 million Ghana cedis.
Yes, Honorable Chair.
Then the auditors are right, and Chairman, this will be your call, for this one.
I think Attorney General will be very, very happy to help you sort through this. So we'll recommend that we add it to the list of those who will be prosecuted by the Attorney General. You pay 28 million and nobody knows what they pay for. Anyway, let's move to the next one. What about Yoko? Has Yoko already gotten involved?
Yes.
How long ago?
Oh, by almost a year.
Almost a year.
Yeah.
Do you have any evidence that Yoko is involved? Did they give you any letter?
Please, we do have evidence to that.
Where is the evidence?
We have the letters here.
Yoko gave you that.
That's letters that we wrote to Yoko. I have also been on WhatsApp communication with the officer who was assigned to it, and asked them when they need us to provide further information, they invite us to do that.
Sir, when Yoko gets involved, they will give you a letter that we are involved with this or we've taken these documents.
They have been writing to us.
Eh?
They have been writing to us, especially when they need an officer to go and support them with their investigations.
Okay, then we'll allow Yoko to handle that and give all the information to the auditors.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I've already referred to it. Oh, AG will be better on that one. So Yoko can get involved. Attorney General will take over. Okay, yes. Somebody has to pay 28 million. Hey, we didn't watch it a bit me at all. The next one is Honorable Shirley Che, 232.
Honorable Chair, these are issues that happened, in the past. And I must let you understand it. These are not current issues. The issues that happened, in the past.
Sir, in that case, those who were there when it happened,
yes.
and Attorney General will get them all.
Yes, I just want to provide further explanation.
Oh, no problem. That it wasn't your time.
We are on the television and,
That it wasn't your time.
So somebody may get it wrong.
Prof, respectfully, we mentioned that this report was for 31st December 2024.
Thank you very much.
And you also mentioned that you just assumed position. So clearly, everybody knows that this was not when you were there.
It happened in 2022. So it's not you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. This is to do with the use of honor certificates totaling 400,000. The management paid an amount of 400,000, which they described as Vice Chancellor's additional protocol expenses to a number of stakeholders of the university on 17th January 2020. The amount we are not able to ascertain if the amount was spent in the interest of the university, so those culpable were asked to pay. Yet again, your management response was that you've referred the matter to the governing council and you were seeking for a refund from those that were indicted. I would like to know, have you been able to retrieve the amount?
No, Honorable Chair. I think it's all part of those honorarium, issues. But in this particular case, 400,000 was retired using honorary certificates. And that's the crack of the matter. I mean, if you buy an item 400,000 and you cannot support it with proper documentation, then there's a problem, somewhere. If you buy tomatoes at the market, you can, to some extent, maybe one or two, you can support it with honor certificate. But buying items worth 400,000 is problematic, and supporting it with honor certificate is problematic. And you've not been able to retrieve it. And so it has also been referred to Yoko. They are dealing with it.
I would like to know, is there a reason why you are unable to retrieve? Is it the case that those that were given the monies are no longer with the institution? or I don't know, what other reason? What's the reason for you not being able
no
to?
longer with the institution.
All those found culpable are no longer with the institution.
Some were sacked. Some were sacked.
And the others?
In fact, the appointment were terminated. Some were, about 2 were interdicted. And so that was internal punishment. And that does not free them from the criminal aspect of the issue. And so they are supposed to refund the money. We've written to them, reminded them, but they are not responding. And so we referred it to Iroko.
Okay, Prof, you've assumed office and you've seen the kind of infractions that have gone on with your predecessor. We hope that we will not have you seated here next time answering questions. So please put in measures that will curtail all these. Thank you very much.
So this one is, you gave that one to Yoko, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then we'll also add it to the AG's, Attorney General's office. We'll recommend that they look into this one too and then prosecute whoever is responsible. The next infraction is on paragraph 237 on Honorable Petu.
Chair, thank you. This infraction is about unaccounted facility user fee, totaling 154,184 Ghana cedis were collected, and then that said amount has been misappropriated by one Mr. Frank Apo. The auditors suggested that the recommendations suggested that you make every meaningful effort to, recover the amounts from him. As at February, Apo and Pius, there are 2 people, yes. As at February 2024, the auditors were saying that 130,883.17 has so far been recovered. And then the matter is with Yoko. So I want to know, what about the rest? Have you been able to recover or still you've not done it?
Honorable Chair, please, as at April 2024, we had collected so far 139,091 cedis, and the gentleman was sacked. We are left with 15,092 cedis, yet to be paid, and we are pursuing him to pay it.
Okay, thank you. 139,000 totally collected as at
April 2024.
Okay, balance about 15,000 plus, roughly.
92 points.
Now, you just say that the gentleman has been sacked. So how do you correlate with him to pay the balance?
Iroko is helping us to do that.
All right. So we'll add that one too. You said Yoko has that one, 15,000, and they are paying, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. So University of Education, Winneba, you are discharged.
Thank you very much.
This time we call University of Media, Arts and Communications, Film and Television Institute. Please, clerk, administer the oath.
I, Francis Obin, swear by the Almighty God
swear by the Almighty God
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
touching the matter in issue shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Please introduce yourself to the committee.
Honorable Chair, my name is Professor Samuel Manasseh Irinchi, Director of the Institute of Film and Television of UNIMAC, University of Media Arts and Communication. Thank you.
My name is Oba Penin Edu Oforiwa, the Acting Registrar of UNIMAC.
Francis Obin, the Director of Finance.
Emmanuel Brown, the Finance Officer, Institute of Film and Television, UNIMAC.
Okay, Honorable Abnasari, Oseasari will take care of that.
Yeah, thank you. What we have before us is just your financial performance and your financial position. You don't have any management issues. So I hope you keep it up, and then moving forward, when they come to audit you, it will just be your financial performance and position and not management issues. But I have a few quick questions that I want to ask you. I realized your fixed assets went down by almost 700,000. Did you sell some assets in your university?
Yes, Honorable Chair, the difference came because of two areas. The first one is the normal depreciation, which we don't expect the difference to be so big. But the key significant difference that is coming on board is the fact that we had a number of studio equipment that had become obsolete. So management agreed with the auditors and they were impaired, and that explains why there is a huge reduction. So as management is through the budget window and also through Ministry of Education, to make sure that we equip our labs so that our students can have the right laboratory equipment to operate with. Thank you.
Yes, but I saw a fall in your assets, or you disposed some of your assets, and also you wrote off some through depreciation, and your revenue went up. So you had you moved your revenue from a total of 9.5 million in 2021 to 14.4 million in 2022. I hope in subsequent years you invested some of your revenue in some fixed assets, as we will see in the 2023 or 2024 reports. And I must also commend you that in 2021 you had a deficit position of 336,000 Ghana cedis, and then you reduced that and made some surplus of 129,000 Ghana cedis. I hope that trend is continuing. Are we going to see something different in your 2023-2024 reports?
Yeah, Chair, we expect that it should continue. But unfortunately for us, for 2023, the bottom line in this case, the result, surplus though, but not significant, in the sense that if you come to IFT in particular, our major challenge, one, we don't have many students. The students are just about 600. But they are renting an office accommodation. So you go to our IFT, you see the structure there. There's one particular structure that belongs to a private person. And we are paying rent. Recently on the Vice Chancellor's table, there is a monthly demand rent to the tune of $10,000 a month, which of course can wipe any income that will be generated by the university. And because of that, through GTech, we are working with Ministry of Education, and we believe that government will come and support us. Thank you. All right.
So you don't have buildings of your own?
They have, but there is one particular, if you go to IFT cantonment where they are, general administration, the whole general administration belongs to somebody. I think the person had a certain relationship with the university and said that you could be using it as a certain rate, which was affordable at that time. But the person is passed on and gone. Family members will no longer want to keep that relationship. And that's how come they are demanding market-driven rent, which is becoming difficult for the university to pay. So that is the problem that we may face in 2023 going forward. But because we've been put together, now it's IL, languages, journalism, and IFT. The global position that we will present subsequently will be able to consume the losses that will come up from IFT. So we don't expect the position to be the same. All right.
We should support you make a case to the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Finance to help you cure this rent issue. Otherwise, it will eat up all the monies that you raise. But I can see that the university is making do with what they have, and they are coming out with positive, with a surplus. So gladly, I think the Ministry of Finance will be willing to support you in this regard. But whatever it is, try as much as possible to contain any loss that would come as a result of this. And like I have seen here, that you are able to pay your short-term liabilities by almost twice what you have. I want you to maintain or make it better.
Thank you,
and
Chair.
I wish you well.
Thank you so much. We are grateful for the admonishment and the advice, the support as well. Thank you.
You are discharged.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
And so on this note, we'd like to bring today's hearing to an end. And we're looking at tomorrow, the 6th of November 2025. We'll be looking at the technical universities: Accra Technical University, Tamale Technical University, Bolgatanga Technical University, Dr. Hila Liman Technical University, Ho Technical University, Takrady Technical University, University of Energy and Natural Resources, University of Health and Allied Sciences, Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, GIMPA, Kumasi Technical University, Sunyani Technical University, Cape Coast Technical University, and Koforidua Technical University. So I'd like to thank everyone who attended upon us. We thank our stakeholders, the audit service, our media, and as well as our hard-working members who make sure we sit here and deliver on our mandate. Thank you very much.